So I am a big fan of anime. I love the artwork to it. I love seeing the artwork from the manga come onto the screen. I love watching the fights, especially when it's like a jump shonen or an action adventure anime. And one of my favorite animes that I have been watching since it very first came out. I've been watching it religiously, episode per episode, when they were doing seasons. It was Demon Slayer. I actually went to the midnight release or early screening of Demon Slayer Mugen Train when it was in theaters, and it's one of the mangas or anime that actually really got me interested in reading the manga. So even though I know how the story ends, I'm still looking forward to seeing how the rest of the movies go, how they're gonna play out on the big screen with finishing up the Infinity Castle. That's gonna be awesome. Anyway, in 2021, Sega made the video game, the Hinokami Chronicles, and with that, it's the video game of Tanjiro's journey from being a charcoal seller boy who wants to help his sister go from being a demon back to a human, and how he runs into the Hashira and joins the Demon Slayer Corps, and you get to play as him and these characters throughout that journey. It follows the anime pretty well. It has some really cool elements to it, but recently we got the Hinokami Chronicles 2, which I really liked. There was actually a lot about the Hinokami Chronicles 2 that I didn't expect to love so much. I mean, the game picks up right where the first one left off. The very first Hinokami Chronicles ends with the Mugen Train, and it's awesome. Like, it does give a small recap of what happened during that time on the Mugen Train, but it picks up in the entertainment district, where it picks up with Tanjiro talking to Daki, and you're learning the controls as you play the game, how the fights are going to go. And it's a really cool intro because it's Tanjiro versus Daki on the rooftops of the entertainment district, and I might be wrong, because it's been a while since I played the first Hinokami Chronicles, but I feel like the action, like swordplay and fighting in this, are like zoomed up 100 times faster than how the fighting went in Hinokami Chronicles 1. And the graphics in this are just amazing. I love the cutscenes in this. I loved how there's points where it's doing like caps of like memories, or like it's going through a recap of what happened in the anime. It'll like kind of look like it's on an 8mm camera, and it's super cool. I loved how they handled the graphics and the storytelling. It's really neat. So, what I love about the fighting in this, real fast, just another bit, is the fact that you can switch out characters through the fights, which I'm not sure. Again, it's been a long time since I played Hinokami Chronicles 1, but I don't think that was something the original game had. So what's cool is that as it's going through a tutorial with Tanjiro versus a random demon at the beginning of the game, is that he has Nezuko as a fighting partner. That was pretty cool. As I said before, the game picks up right where the first one ended after the Mugen Train. You got Tanjiro, he leaves with Mr. Uzui, along with Inosuke and Zenitsu. They go to the entertainment district to find Uzui's wives. And I love it. There's like, it has some cutscenes that are taken from the anime. It really follows the anime super close, but there's a cutscene that just makes me laugh between Zenitsu and Uzui, talking about his wives and how Zenitsu thinks Uzui is just using the Demon Slayer Corps to get chicks. I have to admit, it made me laugh pretty hard.
Like you has no luck with the ladies! But that doesn't make it okay to use his demon slayers as a matchmaking service! Quit your blathering! I'm talking about my wives who have been gathering intel undercover! I'm stuck getting regular updates, so I need to make sure they're safe! So that's the kind of fantasy your head cooked up? You damn punk! Ow!
What I love about it is that in the first one, I think you really only got to play as Tanjiro. I do like with this one, it's very like story-based, like not very like you can go off on your own kind of. It very much like sticks to the story. But there are parts that you can do, like it's kind of an open world, kind of. You can find like items around the villages as you can explore the open world, like the woods and things. It's really cool. But what I really liked about it is that there's more characters you can play as through the story of this game, which, as I was saying, I think you could only play as Tanjiro, but it's really fun to play as Inosuke and Zenitsu in this one, especially like when you go to the three houses. Like Inosuke, he can, well, he doesn't really do anything at the part of the game. You just like kind of play detective in the house that he's sent to just to find information on Uzui's wives. But Zenitsu, what's awesome is that you're also playing detective with him, and Zenitsu, he's going around the house. He has like super hearing, and when you use his hearing, it kind of like just zooms in, the screen does, so it's like this first person view, but it goes black and white, so you can listen on to these people's conversations with Zenitsu's hearing. It's really cool. Also, Zenitsu, there's a fun mini game playing the Sami-san as Zenitsu. I sucked at it, but I ended up getting an A for it, so I guess I didn't play it that bad. But with that mini game, kind of, I felt I did terrible. But it was really cool to play as Inosuke and Zenitsu, rather than just playing as Tanjiro through this game. So, with Zenitsu's hearing, you got Inosuke, and after he finds out that there's a demon in the entertainment district, like he has Daki's scent and knows her presence in the entertainment district, how, in the anime, how he rushes through the house, and he has his boar head mask on. That's how this game plays through. You can, like, just play as a wrecking ball Inosuke going through the house, just destroying everything, freaking all the other girls out. It's pretty awesome. Plus, I do like how you do have the freedom to explore the different leveled areas. Like, Tanjiro, he still has his scent, so he can sense where the demon is. You just follow this red trail across the rooftops of the entertainment district, but you can do other stuff, like you can go through the town of the entertainment district, you can talk to people, you can find like money, you can find other items that are worth of value that you can trade for money, which is really cool. I feel like it expanded upon open world exploration compared to the first one, which felt more linear. I thought that was really cool. Plus, this game has a shop where you can trade your money for different abilities that you can use through the game. Like, if you take a certain amount of hits, you can regain health, or you can increase your defense against whoever you're fighting. You just have a lot of different abilities that you can trade your money for to buy, which is pretty cool, and it's useful, especially with the fights against Daki and Gyotaro. It's really fun to fight Daki through the city, and then to fight her on the rooftops, which, honestly, her fight is really hard. But the cutscenes when you finally beat her are really cool to see Zenitsu use his thunder breathing, clap and flash to take her out, along with these finishing moves that Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke use on her, like the sawing technique, what buttons you press for Inosuke to actually do that to behead Daki is really cool. It's awesome also to play as Dima and Nezuko versus Daki. I thought that was really fun to have these two demons moving super fast using their blood demon art against each other. It was really cool. It's a really fun fight. It was definitely difficult for me, but it's really fun. So with that fight in the entertainment district with Daki and Gyotaro, you got Zenitsu and Inosuke fighting Daki on the rooftops of the entertainment village, and you got Gyotaro fighting Uzui and Tanjiro on the ground of the entertainment village. And it's really hard because this game, it kind of adapts your skill. So if you are doing really well in previous battles, like for ranks to get A or S, the difficulty in the fights will be cranked up. So I always got like A's or S's, so I guess that's why the fighting got really hard. But it is super rewarding once you finally beat Daki and Gyutaro. Like, you finally decapitate them both. It's super good. The only flaw I would have about this whole game is that it really follows the anime, and the cutscenes to it, because it follows the anime so well, is that the cutscenes are really freaking long. Like, my Switch, my screen literally went gray, like it was about to go to sleep, during the middle of the cutscene, even though I wasn't moving the controller or doing anything. It's like the Switch was getting bored because nothing was happening. So, yeah, really long cutscenes, but again, if you haven't seen any of the anime, you can just play this game because it follows the anime almost to a T. So after the entertainment district, you're as Tanjiro, and you're back at the Butterfly Mansion, which is pretty fun because you can explore around the outside more than you could before. And there's parts where, like, you can go on these little side quests, like you can do these things for other members of the Demon Slayer Corps, like you can catch fish for them, or with Uzui's wives, you can choose to train with them, which is really fun. Or you can even go on side quests to slay demons with other Hashira. Like, I know with Tanjiro, there's a side quest I chose to do with Shinobu, where we went up into the mountains to slay a poison-using demon. That was really cool. It's just fun to explore the forest, more like an open world area, collect items, and also just to go on side quests in this game. It's really fun. With Swordsmith Village, right after the entertainment arc, like, it's okay. There are parts of it that I did enjoy. Like, once you get to play as the mist-breathing Hashira, there's a point where it kind of turns into like something from Hyrule Warriors, where Muichiro has to kill a certain number of demons before he can unlock another area to move on to. Same with the Love Hashira, she has to kill a certain number of demons before she can move on to a next area. And there is another really funny cutscene in this that made me laugh. It's pretty good. After, like, the swordsmiths are being attacked, the Love Hashira comes in and kills this one demon, and she's talking to one of the head elders of the swordsmith village. She's like, "Oh, are you alright?" And the guy's just like, "I'm woken up in the arms of a beautiful woman. I'm on cloud 9. It's pretty awesome.
Am I alright, you ask? I'm in the arms of a beautiful young woman. I'd say I'm on cloud 9.
It's fun to be able to explore the Swordsmith Village again, doing like side quests. But with the Mist Hashira, what's really cool is just the way he fights, how he takes out that one fish pot-based demon like Gyako, how his finishing move, like, it's this mist creating area that the Gyako has no idea what's going on, and then Muichiro takes him out. He cuts Gyako's head off. That was really cool. And then there's that other demon that Genya and Tanjiro take on. What's hard is that there's this one point where you're fighting them, and like there's these two separate entities, and Tanjiro has to just focus on fighting this one version of it while the other two will fight him. And taking out these other two demons won't do anything. Like, they have health bars, but it doesn't matter because once you get the health bar down to 0, then Tanjiro, like, they'll just get back up and get in the way as Tanjiro's trying to fight the main demon. It's a pain, but it is fun. Plus, when you play as Genya, it's really cool to see his sword style, as well as using the gun he uses against one of the demons that he's fighting. It's fun to play as Genya. It's fun to play as a lot of characters in this game. So the swordsmith arc, it ends with that giant headless body taking on Tanjiro in the middle of that field, and it's revealed that with Tanjiro thinking that he had to sacrifice Nezuko to the sun that in order to defeat the demon, but Nezuko turned out to be alive. It ends with that, and then we get the Hashira training. The Hashira training, it doesn't really have much, just a lot of cutscenes. There are some fights here and there, but it really just follows what goes on in the anime. But at the there is like this little mini game you play where Tanjiro does this breathing exercise in order to push the boulder. But it ends with Tanjiro versus Giyu, the water Hashira, and that was actually really hard. It's a super fun fight to see Giyu use all his water breathing techniques to take on Tanjiro, so you gotta be able to know how to use your skills at the right time to parry Giyu's attacks, and the right time to go on offensive against Giyu. It's a really hard fight, but with the cutscenes through the game of when you finally beat him, it's definitely worth it. Plus in the fight, like, you deplete his first energy bar, and Giyu's just like, alright, I'm done warming up. And his health bar regenerates, which you gotta be careful because yours does not regenerate. So, depending on how low it is, you wouldn't last very long in the second round. It's a very challenging fight, but I really liked it. So, the game ends after beating Giyu. Tanjiro is just like, we know there's a war coming, and we're preparing for it. And we know that with how hard we're training, with everyone putting in 100% effort, we are going to defeat Muzan Kibutsuji. We can do this! And then we get the credits, but it gives us a surprise because it has the ending like how it did in the anime, how all the Hashira, they end up charging Muzan Kibutsuji with their different Hashira thrusts, and it ends with them falling into the Infinity Castle. Just how like the 4th season ended in the anime. That's how the game truly ends. It's really cool. So the game does have just a fighting mode where it has a giant roster of who you can be. Like, you can be like Akaza versus Tanjiro. You can choose what area you want to be in. It has areas from like everywhere in Demon Slayer. You can fight outside the Mugen Train. You can fight on Rui's Forest, that spider mountain. You can fight anywhere. You can choose different Hashira. You can choose different side characters. And the fights are really fun. I think the fights are really fun because not only does it bring old characters back, like characters that have been killed from the previous seasons like Rengoku and Rui, but also just The fights are amazing. Like some of these demons and Hashira and other characters, like once you unlock this special part, if you get enough hits in, you can have this one fatal attack. And a lot of them are really fun to watch. Like Muzan Kibutsuji, who's a playable character in fighting against your enemies. He has this really creepy final move where he just creates these like weird hand demon things to crush his enemy. But you also have characters like Akaza, like his fight against Rengoku, how he uses blood demon art. He uses that. It's super cool. Like there's that handball demon who has a really fun finishing move. And there's other characters like, I really like Shinobu's. Like she creates this kind of like these insects, these like technicolor insects, and it's like Dance of the Butterfly or whatever, and they always do a lot of damage, which is really cool because if you get your character down to whoever you're fighting against down to low enough health and then choose to do your final attack, it'll go into like this 8mm frame, and then like the character you're playing as will say something like pathetic or whatever they say, and then they do their final move. It's really cool. Plus, I have to say my favorite was Rui's, because he just makes this giant spider web, and it's like blood demon art. The spider webs turn like blood red, and it becomes like this giant cocoon against whoever he's fighting, and it like explodes and does all this damage. It's really cool. Also, there's like this actual side quest of Hashira training where it's kind of like a tournament kind of with brackets. You can choose who you want to play as and what Hashira you're going to be studying under, and you just choose what bracket you want to follow to who you want your enemy to be. And sometimes your opponent will have different items that you can use, like they'll drop money, or they'll drop a new gear, or they'll drop something that can heal you, and you follow that bracket until you get to the Hashira where you fight him. I thought that was really cool that the game has its own mini tournament set up in it. So, yeah, Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. Sega did not disappoint in creating this game. Super fun. I really enjoyed it. If you've never seen the anime, this game might not be for you just because there's so many characters and so many different things that are going on with it that you'll be completely lost. But if you've seen the anime and you played the first game, I would definitely check out Hinokami Chronicles 2 because it's a really fun fighter game. Anyway, that's what I got for you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you next time.